welcome to episode 2 of Behind the Scene, where I'm talking to some local musicians in the Melbourne music scene. And today I'm joined by a friend of the podcast, Clint Wilson. And the podcast is recorded here in the wonderful State Library of Victoria, but not sponsored by Rode Microphones. Clint, welcome.
Thanks for having me on.
No worries. Thanks for enjoying. So just for a little context, introduce Clint to the studio here, and we see all the wonderful Rode microphones and Rode gear, and we were like, oh, sponsored by Rode. And I just want to make it very clear, Rode is not sponsoring this podcast. I don't want anyone to walk away thinking, wow, 2 episodes in and this guy's got a sponsorship.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we just have democracy sponsoring this podcast.
Maybe episode 3, they might jump on board.
Episode 3, Rode will be like, you know what? This guy's some serious business, man. He's got 4 streams. 2 of those are his parents, and the other 2 are the 2 people he's interviewed. Yeah. Man, this guy's some serious stuff. We need to get in now when stocks are at an all-time low.
So I didn't know it was an Australian company, but the guy, the Rode guy, bought a Kurt Cobain guitar at an auction, and that's where I found out. Oh, wow.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember thinking, I was like, imagine living your life and going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a microphone company.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have all my microphones be on every single vlogger, influencer, creator video.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do with all of that money? I'm going to buy a Kurt Cobain guitar. And I think was it the MTV Unplugged one?
I think so, yeah. It was pretty special.
It was. And I was just like, man, which company is this again?
Yeah.
Rode? And I think I figured out it was an Australian company not long before that.
Yeah. Most people, when they get into recording, like musicians, I think it's the NT1. It's starting to sound like they do sponsor the show. The NT1 is like the first condenser mic that people usually get to start recording with. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you're a musician who's just starting out and you're like, I have just learned what phantom power is, and I need a condenser mic.
Yeah. And
you go online, or if you go to websites of music stores which shall not be named because they don't sponsor the podcast. Yes. You're like, oh, Rode just keeps coming up.
Yeah.
But hopefully, Rode, we sound great, and we'll do you justice. You know. So moving off the non-sponsorship and coming back to why we're here, it's been a while since we last saw each other, and I say that's stretching the term of seeing each other, because you were playing in St Kilda. We were just talking about this. You were playing in St Kilda. It was the Last Lap Festival just after the Grand Prix. I was on this hunt for a new artist for each photo that I was taking, and I must admit, I didn't plan to see you. What I had planned to do was go to different venues. You know, Freddie Wimpoles being one of them, where you were playing. Intimate venue, tight. And I just remember, you know, you were wearing your blue cap and you had your lumberjack shirt on, and you had the guitar, and the music was just like going and blaring, and I was like, oh, this is an absolute vibe. Yeah. This is an absolute vibe. And like, you just tell me a little bit like how you got into that festival and like the whole scene of it.
Yeah. Do you know Craig Johnson or Dalsinki? Have you seen him play before?
No, I haven't.
Plays a lot in St Kilda and plays a lot everywhere. But he is a saint in the you know, I suppose, I don't know what you'd call my music. That sort of alt country Americana-ish sort of thing. I don't know. He just does heaps of good things for different people, like helping people along the journey. And yeah, he put my name forward for that gig, and it was a hectic day. Like nearly every venue in St Kilda had music on. I think you tried to get to all of them.
I would have tried at least most of them, and I know I did Freddie Wimpoles. I was at the Bolo. I was down by the Yacht Club, which I just missed. I was, you know, Vineyard. There was the one on it's not really a corner of the esplanade because it kind of curves, but it's like one 1 Fitzroy Street or something like that, and it's just every single venue that you would walk by had a gig going on.
Yeah.
It was meant. George Lane had a
Yep.
gig. I was at George Lane. It all blurs into one when you've taken that many photos, and you're just like, where have I been?
Yeah.
But your performance stood out a lot to me. But when you talk about helping along the journey, but you're not necessarily like I don't know how many people will know this, but you've got 3 albums, you've got quite a lot of singles out there. You've just released 3 singles this year. I think your latest one was "Scared" that just came out a couple of weeks ago. I remember like just having that on repeat during the day.
Thank you,
and
man.
I was working from home. I get on to do my usual like Instagram posts, and I was like, okay, today we're posting this thing. And before I learned of the art of scheduling posts, because I didn't realize I could do that on my account, and I was like, oh, I can do that now. And it's like, oh, what's happening in Clint's world?
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, there's a new
track.
single, a new track. Should I be scared? Oi. And then it was just on, and it's, I was listening to it on the way in today just to remind myself. And, I listening to some of your older music, I mean, it's like going back 5 years, 6 years, 7, because your first album came out in 2018.
Yeah.
Would that alt Americana country it's a good description, and I can see that maybe there's a bit more injection of Australiana in there.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's coming through in a lot of the new tracks.
Yeah.
And do you find how did you decide, how did you get into that genre? How did you find yourself there?
It's just what comes out. I think the one big problem I face is I'm not country enough for country people to like. So when, like, my latest album and singles will be under singer-songwriter, I suppose. It's one step away from the country thing. But, just storytelling with guitars is going to lean into that old country Americana sort of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not, when you say it's not country enough, right?
Yeah.
I get what you mean, and I think anyone who's listened to enough country music will identify country music with a particular sound, a particular twang,
Yeah.
lower gauge guitar strings. Maybe, if to the guitarist on the stream, which is just you and I at this moment, it'll be like a Taylor guitar or a Maton guitar,
Yeah.
and it will sound a very specific way.
Yeah.
But is that the limitations of country, or do you see yourself adding? Because country is just, to me, country is really a little bit more. And I'm going to be wrong here for the diehards, but it's that whole sort of call back to a nostalgic time,
Yeah.
very simple, rugged kind of upbringing, and that really happens in every country you're from.
Yeah.
Sure. It's definitely a removal from urban life, is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And so, if you're not country enough, is it really you're just not country enough for the American market?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't really. Maybe the Australian market too. Like a lot of country songs have got like programmed drums and stuff now, and there's a little bit of rap in there, and so I don't even know what is country anymore. But and maybe it's just in my head. I'm just a bit scared that
Which is quite appropriate for the song title.
Yeah.
And is that how it came about?
The Scared track is from I've had a few reoccurring dreams. One of them, I step into an elevator and it drops a little bit, and then I wake up. I've had it my whole life, and that sort of makes its way into the song. And I sat down with Newcastle songwriter Melody Poole over a Zoom, I do a lot of co-writing over Zoom. It's good fun. A good catch up with someone as well. But
Zoom is not sponsoring this podcast as well.
Yeah, actually, it was Facebook Messenger video. It was a video call.
And they are not sponsoring this podcast. Every company that is mentioned from this day onwards is not sponsoring this podcast.
You'll have to beep them out.
Yeah, so just constant beeps. People will think they're in a South Park episode.
Yeah. But and we just have a chat usually before a co-write. I've got this idea about a reoccurring dream. Putting a song in, and what do you think that dream means? And I'll be like, I don't know, maybe I'm like scared of losing control or scared of something, and that's sort of where the next verse comes from. Yeah,
because that I don't want to give away the lyrics of the song. Obviously, people can go on any platform and listen to it. Apple Music, Spotify, you name it, right?
Not sponsors.
Not sponsored. Exactly. Beep. But there are recurring themes that come back in the lyrics itself.
Yeah.
Whether it be something to do with the backyard and again, I don't want to. It's hard to talk about something without giving anything away sometimes.
Yeah.
But I do recommend people go and listen to this song because it's a great song. I love it.
Thank you.
Especially on a day like today. And I know one thing about us here in Melbourne, at least, is we do like sitting outside on the grass.
Yeah.
It's very much I'm going to go sit outside on the grass on a good day kind of song to listen to. And that's not an easy thing to accomplish in music. And I guess that's what all this is for, right? It's to talk about it so that other people can get an insight behind it. But to pull the curtain back even more, when does music start in your life?
Probably when I started high school. I wasn't very good at sports, so I thought I'm going to need to do something to fit in. Started learning guitar and drums, just self-taught, downloading or printing off tabs.
Yep.
So that was sort of my way of fitting in. I remember like starting a band with some friends. We didn't actually, have any songs or anything, but playing like Grinspoon covers and Green Day songs, and like it's good times.
I think a lot of people forget that's how a lot of bands start. When you don't have any music, you're just kind of a bunch of kids. You're gathering at someone's house. If they don't have a garage, you're setting it up in the living room.
Yep.
The parents basically say, all right, we're going to go out now, which is a very polite way of saying we don't want to listen to this nonsense. Yeah. And then you do that a couple of times, and then the parents come back an hour before practice finishes, and suddenly it's, you guys are actually quite good. This is we feel quite bad about this now. You know? I certainly had those experiences as well. But, again, I wouldn't know where you grew up. So was country music big?
Well, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. We'd go on a lot of trips together. They had like this big caravan. I think it was like a truck that towed a caravan. They brought it over from the States. But yeah, like cruising, and we didn't have iPads or anything. So all you had to do was look out the window or fight with your brother. And they'd be, they were big Johnny Cash fans and Slim Dusty. So like listening to that sort of music, looking out at the nothing out the windows, and I'm sure a lot of people went through that, but that was maybe where I got the bug from. Yeah,
because it is very much I want to play rock and roll, and then you try to play rock and roll. I'm just using rock and roll as an example, and then as you find your musical identity, suddenly you're like, I don't want to play rock and roll. I actually want to play country.
Yeah,
I want to play, and then you, as a writer, and I know what you mean when it says singer-songwriter, because as I listen to your music, I can see country, and then it changes, and I was like, singer-songwriter isn't really a genre, but okay, I'll go with this. You do find your voice, as one of my friends likes to say, and it is nice to listen to maybe a more quote unquote established artist, whatever that means. I guess
Yeah.
like a Billboard artist, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And being like, oh, it's Billboard country, whatever. And then having now done this in terms of photographing local artists and then coming to music like yours, I'll go, well, I can't really see what's separating the two, apart from the fact that one maybe has a bit more marketing power than the
Yeah.
other. But at the heart of it, the music is quite raw. It's quite unique in that sense. If you are not familiar with the Australian accent, you won't maybe hear certain twangs or accents.
Yeah.
Having lived here for a while, I can hear that coming through in the music more. And I don't say that as a criticism. I say that more as like it's nice to see that happening right in your backyard, right from someone who, I mean, I don't know how many people who will eventually listen to this have been to Freddie Wimpoles in St Kilda. And again, not sponsored, but you should go there.
Definitely.
It is a small venue. And when you're crouched down 2 feet away from someone that you can literally just like, I can reach my hand out and
Yeah.
actually strum this man's guitar.
Yeah, man.
And you're surrounded by, all the tapestry of the walls, which is just empty beer bottles and beer cans. And it's a tight venue. And you go, I'm listening to music that I would normally listen to on the radio or on MTV back in the day.
Yeah.
And it's right here. It's quite nice, that you're like, now it's almost like I'm like, well, I'm not really interested in all that big stuff anymore. I mean, like, sure, Metallica, I'll be watching Metallica next week.
Yeah.
Great. I'm a big Metallica fan, but I'm almost now more excited for like, when is the next Clint Wilson song coming out? When is that? So when Scared came out, I was like, because again, as people should go and listen to, it was only a couple of weeks before that you had released another song, another single, which was Melbourne in the Winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was also almost like it felt almost like an ode to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And is that what it's meant to be?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if I should be telling this story or not, but
Look, we do not, what's that TikTok trend? We do not judge whatever.
Yeah. We don't judge. We
listen. We do not judge.
that's it,
Whichever
that's it.
one. Yeah.
I think I'm all good now, but last year, maybe I play up in Newcastle a bit. Take the band up there. It's a great little music town. I called my wife and I was in the hotel room getting ready to go to the show. She sounded grumpy and I said, "Oh, what's up?" And she said, "Oh, you're only calling me because you feel like you have to." I'm like, that is a great line for a song. I started writing it down and she said, "You're not even listening to me." And yeah, she sees the funny side of it now, but man, it was a great line for a song.
I can imagine. It's like, hold on, honey, 1 second. This is not the time. This is not the time to argue. This is the time for songwriting.
Yes.
Can get mad at me more.
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
All right, thank you very much. What is that? All right, take the trash out. Fantastic. I will see you in the winter.
Endless list. Yeah.
Oh,
But that was it. And I wrote that with my guitarist, Zach. We sat down and over 3 hours, that sort of song came out. And yeah, pretty crazy.
it's just ridiculous to hear how quickly sometimes songs come about.
They're not
especially-
all like that.
They're not all like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
but it is probably sounds like a song that you had it was like is burning hot and you're like, let's just jump on this.
Yeah.
But it's great to see that you're busy.
Yeah.
And so on the topic of being busy, what's the big things happening for Clint Wilson over the next, coming weeks and months?
We've got I book lots of shows and then I forget to book shows. So it seems like I have 2 months flat out gigs and then 3 months of nothing. And I almost need someone to just make sure I constantly am booking places to play. But I love taking the band, bringing the band along with me. Like that's my favorite. But they've all got young families, so I can't really steal them for too long. Yeah, don't want to upset anyone. But Yeah, man. New album coming out soon, and it'll probably be out now.
Yes, by the time this goes out,
Yeah.
there will be a new album.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool to hear.
Yeah.
So you heard it here second. First, but second.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Actually, it is you, which is from one of the songs.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And we'll let's keep it there. Let's not go into the new stuff. But that's really exciting. That's really cool. And some other people will not have the pleasure of saying, "Haha, he told me about the album here first, and you didn't hear about it unless you worked on it."
Yeah.
So it sucks to be you. And was this a labor of love? This whole album process?
I think it all is, in a way. I suppose this album I made with my band. Excuse me. Yeah, so us playing live will sound a lot like the recordings.
Which I think if you're I know if speaking as a fan, because I know like anyone who's going to sit here will have met me via music.
Yeah,
and it would have been with a camera between you, me, so it would have been me, the camera, and then you.
Yeah, 20mm lens or something.
Pretty much. And I try not to forget that I'm a fan first. And one thing I can say I love is that when I listen to a track through my headphones, and then when I come for a show, and if they sound very similar, I'm like, this is very good. Because one, it means that you either have a very good recording engineer, or it means you really are tuned into your sound and you just know exactly what it is. And it just makes it so much easier to then listen to every other song, even if you've never heard a song. And for most of my experience with this, I've not heard anything. And I'm very honest about that. I was like, I have not heard you before. This is my first time watching you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it makes it so much easier to get into it because I'm like, oh, wow, this is really good. And I'm like, I need more. Like, I need more Clint Wilson, so new album will feed me for generations.
Yeah.
But you've had other albums where it's like just coming back to the whole country and the genre and how you fit into it. So your last album, LA.
Yep.
Was that recorded in LA? Was that recorded here? What's this?
Yeah. So
take me on the journey from LA to now, because that's about 5 years. No.
Yeah, I think
3 years.
3 years.
3 years between albums.
Yeah, I went over just after COVID, but yeah, Callum Barter. He used to run Newmarket Studios in North Melbourne. He moved over to the States, and I helped him convert his single car garage into a studio. And it was an awesome space. I'm like, man, I'm going to come back and record a track. And and then we needed a bass player, and he's like, oh, there's this guy that lives down the road. I've met him at barbecues and stuff. He's a lovely guy, Paul. He plays a bit of bass. And so he came along to this session. We recorded a track. People don't think like us. I'm not sure if you've heard that one. But
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, but it's fun. That was sort of the first track we recorded for LA. But it turns out this Paul Bushnell played on like so many tracks that I grew up with. Like, it was amazing. And he was just a regular dude that Callum would have beers at a barbecue with. And amazing. So did that single, came back home, and thought I need to take the guys over there and record the rest of the album. Yeah, so I took guitarist Emily Smith and Zach Jacobs over, and we had the tracks done. I had the tracks all written, ready to go, but they were just acoustic demos on my phone. So we just planned them out in the studio of a morning. We're like, all right, this is the next track. Let's do this. It's amazing, isn't it?
He's on Celine Dion's track.
Heaps of stuff.
He's Celine Dion, Jewel.
Yeah.
Enrique Iglesias. Man.
Like, so much. So he grew up in Ireland, produced the Commitment soundtrack, which was a big movie for me growing up, and then moved to LA after that. Yeah.
Some Phil Collins, Joe Cocker.
He was in Edna Swap for
Yes, he was in
years.
Edna Swap.
Yeah, he's got some really cool stories. Neil Young, Elton John, yeah. And he's like, his job at the moment is Tim McGraw's touring bass player.
That's a pretty good
so that
gig.
keeps him busy.
That's a pretty good gig to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, he was on Melanie C's album.
Is that like Spice Girl?
Yeah,
Oh,
Spice
wow.
Girl Melanie C.
Yeah,
Sporty
yeah.
Spice.
Yeah, yeah.
Michelle Branch.
Cool stuff.
We could have a
man.
whole podcast episode.
Well, if he ever comes out here, man, do an episode with him.
Oh, I will.
He loves a chat.
I will.
Yeah.
I love a man who loves a good yarn. I
Yeah,
love anyone
yeah.
who loves a good
Yeah.
yarn. All right. Is that LL Cool J's Hush? Amazing. I remember watching that music video as a child.
Yeah.
Not that much as a child. It had come out a bit, and I was just like, maybe that's when Riz began. It's like that video was when Riz began.
Yeah, it was maximum Riz.
Looking back on it, it's terrible. Like, no, we can't do this ever again. Wow, that's amazing. That's crazy.
Yeah, so he co-produced it with Callum, and it was awesome. We did 9 songs in 9 days. I felt bad that I couldn't take the guys around, show them around, Beverly Hills and stuff. But yeah, it was sort of get up, leave, have brekkie at the hotel, go record, and go home, have room service, and go to bed.
Very good.
Work.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
It's interesting because not many artists who are in the local scene will have this experience that you have.
Yeah.
And, tying it back to, because I don't want to talk about LA. No harm to LA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
LA,
yeah.
LA is being LA, but someone else can talk about LA.
Yeah.
But coming back from LA and then you come back here,
Yeah.
when you look at our scene, our Melbourne scene, not necessarily Melbourne or, just,
Yeah.
we can extend it a little bit, but the local scene here,
Yep.
would you say that we're more vibrant or less vibrant? Do you think we're an accepting scene? Is it a vast one? Like when you look out
Yeah.
into this scene, I mean, you've been around for a long time now.
Yeah.
A fair amount of miles behind you. Is it a scene that you're happy with? Is it something you want more from?
I think, I think the lockdowns, it's going to take a long time to come back from that. People aren't buying tickets till really late, which makes, as an artist, pretty nerve-wracking, but I get it. Like, I sort of feel the same way when, if I'm buying tickets to a show, I'm going to buy, spend this money, and they're just going to cancel last minute because someone in the band gets sick, or so I think we've got to, and it'll get better, but yeah, it's pretty. We get like some friends that come from interstate. They're like, our ticket sales are, we've got a 250 seat room booked and we've sold 60 tickets. And yeah, I'm not sure if everywhere else is the same, but Melbourne's bad for that at the moment. Yeah.
It's interesting to hear that because, I obviously am looking at it slightly differently.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say you're wrong at all.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying is right.
Yeah.
That especially the buying tickets at the last minute.
Yeah.
The show's got to be cancelled because someone's ill or something. And if someone's ill, they shouldn't really be performing. Let's
of course.
Let's
Yeah,
just be
yeah.
real,
Yeah.
right? You're better off sacrificing one show than a whole tour.
Yeah.
And that sucks for someone who wants to see you, but it does give you an impetus to come back.
Yeah.
Especially once you're feeling better.
For sure.
And I think the good thing about touring locally is things can be moved around a little bit more seamlessly.
Yeah.
Rather than if you were playing a large venue, it's like, well, mate, you missed that day. That's it.
Yeah.
See you next year,
Yeah.
even if you're lucky. I on the point of people buying tickets late, 100%. I know that I always have to. I do feel like I'm like telling people, "Oi, oi, get your tickets,
Yeah.
tickets."
Yeah.
And it's, I think, weird for me when I think about it, because we are used to going out and getting coffee. We are used to going out and getting lunch. And yes, people are probably not going out as much,
Yeah.
but certain habits have died hard, which are buying coffee and maybe having the odd lunch out. And when I look at, you don't have to look far. You just have to look at maybe a week's worth of spending. I've gone, hang on a second. I've watched more live music for less than I have maybe 3 meals going out,
Yeah.
you know? And I try to explain that to people, and I said, I don't even get it. Like, you don't need to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
In fact, I was at the Tote on Wednesday night, and they had a free show.
Yeah.
Sorry, not the Tote, Last Chance. I shouldn't get them mixed up. For some reason, I just thought about the Tote because I think it's the same owners.
Yeah.
But I was at Last Chance on Wednesday, and they had a free show, 2 bands, bit of doom metal, bit of heavy metal. Lovely, you know?
Yeah.
Good way to stroll into the week with a bit of screaming. The show was free. I think there was easily 40 odd people. I mean, the room is a small room.
Yeah.
Probably 40 odd people. So that's a good turnout on a midweek. It was steak night, so steak 200, you know, $12 or something. It was like $5 for a pint of a drink, non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
So all in all, 2 bands and dinner for less than 20.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. So I think it does annoy me that you could probably watch a show every night of the year in Melbourne, because artists like yourself have booked stuff.
Yeah.
And they're waiting and they're ready. And you can't say that, you know, there's no one around. That there are people around.
Yeah.
But maybe people just don't realize that actually it's probably more worth it for me to go for this show than it is for me to. And I'm not saying don't ever go out for dinner again.
Yeah.
But I think the artists are there and everyone's like, we're here, we're ready,
We're playing.
we just need you to walk through the door.
Yeah.
So I get it. I definitely get it. Especially like, it's weird when I'm taking photos and I look around and sometimes I'm like, what? They're playing here? They should be playing in a place at least twice as big. But then I guess it comes back to, well, we're only playing in a spot that holds 40 and no sledge to a spot that holds 40.
They're usually the best rooms.
Oh, 100%. Like sometimes like you play like a banger of a song in a small room and you're just like, yeah, you can, that energy just bounces right back
Yeah.
towards you a little bit more. But it is one of those things where you go, I know standing here taking photos that the people standing on stage want the room to be a little bit bigger and have the crowd grow with the size of the room in
Yeah.
proportion.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why I will always buy a ticket to a show, because I'm like, I get it. That extra $5 that the band takes back
Yeah.
after you've paid the sound guy or the lighting guy and the other bands, it just makes you're $5 closer to another album.
Yeah.
You're $5 closer to a single. You're $5 closer to printing another run of vinyl. So it just makes a huge difference. And I guess this is, again, probably part of why we're doing this, is
Yeah.
to just have people go, oh, you know, there is stuff out there. So I'm with you on it. Don't worry. I'm definitely like, come to the show. Come to the show.
We played the Cherry Bar a few months ago, and there were 3 bands on, and I was at the bar chatting with this guy. I said, "Oh, what brought you to this show?" It's like, "Oh, I heard the opening act. I heard one of their songs on the radio, and then they mentioned that there was a gig on, so I just came along." I'm like, I haven't heard anyone speak about, like, that feels like something that would have happened 10 years ago. I didn't realize people still did stuff like that. Just hear a song on the radio and think, oh yeah, they're playing tomorrow night, I'm going to go along to that. Like, I don't know. It feels like people would have to make a not a like sort of build a relationship with someone. Well, not really. Like follow a band online or something for a bit before they go to a show. But this sort of what's the word?
Nostalgia.
Not recklessness, but like hearing something and just like it was amazing. It was good to see, and it felt like there's hope that it'll come back to
I always will have one of my friends be like, "Are you going to a gig this Friday? Are you going to a gig this week? Are you going to this?" I mean, even you, like, "Are you going to a gig tonight?" Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Right? No point telling people what gig, because by the time this goes out, the gig would have been finished. But it is at Max Watts tonight, and it's my cousin's band playing. So if you didn't go, that sucks to be you.
Yeah.
This is going to be the hashtag of the podcast. Sucks to be you.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. We're positive here. We're positive and unsponsored.
Yes.
Which is how we want to be. But and I've slightly lost my train of thought here. But we'll have friends.
Oh, you're going to a gig?
Yeah, going to a gig. Are you going to a gig? Are you going to a gig? And I was like, I've been doing this for 13 months now. Yes, I am going to a gig.
Yeah.
When I tell you I'm not going to a gig, that's when you need to like go, what's going on?
Be
right?
shocked.
Yeah. And I'm sure that from the outside looking in, people must think, my God, how much money is this guy spending at gigs? But I think I've just said, no, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
And that actually doesn't sit right with me. Not saying that I should be spending millions of dollars, but I'm more than happy to spend $5, $10.
Yeah.
Like, it really isn't a lot.
Yeah.
And people say, well, have you heard this band before? And I'll say, no, I haven't. I'll say, well, then how do you know if the music's going to be good? I said, it's a gig.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, the expectation's so much lower and the reward is that much greater because, I will go for a big gig, right?
Yeah.
And the one I can think back to recently was Olivia Rodrigo's Guts Tour at Rod Laver.
Yeah.
Loved both the albums. Fantastic. I don't know why it's labeled as pop. It should be rock. There's a lot of punk elements to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rock elements to it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. The concert was great. I think I paid $180 or something for the privilege of going.
Yeah.
And I sat in, the sort of seat, if the stage is at one end, you're at the other end sort of thing. And it's still decent enough viewing.
Yeah.
And I have said to people, I said, look, that $180 pays for things that we can't even comprehend, right? But the artist makes their money because they are able to charge $180 consistently across multiple venues, across multiple countries. And it pays for backup dancers and the band and the lighting and all this stuff that you and I, with our 4x12 cab, one guitar and one pedal board, are getting by with.
Yeah.
So, yes, prices are lower, but in prices being lower and less things that have to be paid, and especially I think a lot of people don't realize that venues don't necessarily take a cut of things. They just say like, well, people come through the door, we make our money off the bar or the food, and all the money from the gig goes to the lighting, the sound, and the bands itself, and the artists themselves. I do people say, it's like, just come and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about who I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch Clint. Is Clint good? You come and watch it.
Yeah,
you come and watch and figure out whether Clint is good.
Yeah.
I think Clint is good.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. And it just seems that sort of recommendation of local bands is kind of lost in the mix. It's almost like a party, like, oh yeah, it's just like, oh, I just went to watch this band. It's like, maybe you want to tell me who they are so that I can go watch them too, and then we can say we were at that gig.
Yeah.
5 years ago when they were just playing 40 people in a, or we were at that album launch and now it's like a cult classic sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it does feel like you have a vibrant scene on one end and you have a public that's almost like, oh, does this exist?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it was very vastly different prior to COVID.
Yeah. It feels like, I don't know. Yeah, just feels different. Feels like more people would go out. Yeah, maybe that's wrong. I don't know.
I don't think it's wrong. I do think less people are going out. I certainly am a lot more picky
Yeah.
with going out. And
Yeah.
I know this has now turned into a bit of a bitch fest about like, oh, people not going out. But I think it is highlighting something, which is if we're going to talk about the music scene, then we should be talking about maybe the fact that we would want more people in it,
Yeah.
you know, and don't necessarily have to have alcohol, even if you just go to watch a show.
Yeah. Yep.
I think a lot of people think you need to have alcohol at the show or you have to have a drink. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, a lot of people just are standing there and just
Yeah.
enjoying the music.
Yeah.
And the best part is you can hear songs that you can't even hear on streaming
Yeah.
because they're not out yet.
Yeah.
And they only played live. So it in some ways is a bit more exclusive. Like, okay, yeah, I love Olivia Rodrigo. And after this concert, I'm going to listen to the exact same 20 songs
Yeah.
that were just released
Yeah.
on repeat.
Yeah.
But I just came from the Clint Wilson set and I listened to 5 songs that he's yet to release.
Yeah.
So I get to listen to those every time he plays. And then when he releases them, I can listen to them again.
You'll know the words.
And that's, I will. But the thing is that people do know the words to the songs.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen them singing along and you've probably gone, how do you know the words to my song?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so it is a fun sort of like feedback loop. You know, but on the topic of the scene itself, and you've mentioned so many artists who you've worked with. I mean, Paul Bushnell, Emily, your guitarist, Emily's your guitarist,
yeah.
and a bunch of other people. Who are the people that you like love working with?
Yeah.
Who are the other artists in this scene that like inspire you, and that you're like, oh, I can't wait to get into the thick of it with this person.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose. Maybe getting along to shows. This will be in the past now, but I've got a show later on today at the Union Hotel in Brunswick, which there's nothing better than, they're not a sponsor of the show yet, but
Correct.
it's a free venue. There's families in there, like kids running around. The food is amazing. Like that venue, that might only hold maybe 50 or 60 people. Maybe not even, but there's always good music there, which I suppose has to do with the booker. But just getting along to a show at the Union, there's always going to be good music playing there. Like, it's awesome. And that's probably the same for 100 venues in Melbourne that I just haven't been to yet. So maybe we all just need to make more of an effort. Maybe I just need to make more of an effort and get out there more.
My experience of the Union Hotel
Yeah.
is that I saw Murray's Bay Country Club, Papa Mono, and Jimmy Phoenix and the Whale.
Yeah, awesome. Jimmy's awesome.
Yes. And I think you would have seen the post on my Instagram where, you know, I have the 100 artists and you know, the number, the artist, where I shot them, the date.
Yeah.
And so Jimmy was 100.
Yeah, all right, cool.
And I remember, and this is another thing about the scene that I feel people should get to experience, was that Muzz from Murray's Bay Country Club told Jimmy about the 100 thing. Again, I'd never seen Jimmy play before. That was I was going there to get my last 2.
Yeah.
Right? I was at 98. Papa Mono was going to be 99.
Yeah.
Murray's Bay I'd already photographed, so they don't count a second time.
Yeah.
To the unique count. And then Jimmy Phoenix and the Whale, they were going to be the number 100.
Yeah.
And at the Union Street Hotel. And I was like, this is, again, it's an intimate venue. The stage is really small. There's a little bit of wooden barricades that you can like kind of rest your beer on.
Yeah.
People are mostly sitting down and eating while they're watching.
Mm-hmm.
It's an intimate venue. And you're just so much closer to the artist. You like, Jimmy went onto the floor in the middle of the set and he started singing, and ever the performer. And I remember Muzz telling Jimmy about this, you know, Chegan's on his 100 journey, blah, blah, blah. And I said, "Oh, you're going to be number 100." And I think it didn't click for Jimmy prior to the show what that meant. And I think after the show, again, took the photos, said thanks to him, and he gave me like a big hug. And he was like, "Congrats, man.
Sick."
You can't get that from a large act.
Yeah.
But you can get that from right in front of your doorstep.
Yeah.
Right down the road from where you live. Imagine all the people who live around there who can say, "Oh, we just walk down there every Friday night.
Yeah.
We walk in and we just listen to music."
Yeah.
And you don't have to spend $1 to get in. You don't have to spend $1 while you're there. No one's going to come and harass you for not doing that.
Yeah.
And it has been my experience that there's a lot of venues like that it's like, no, you're old enough to be here. There's no, "Hey man, you've been here for 30 minutes and you haven't ordered a drink. What's going on?" So no, I'm here for the music. Yeah, there's some ticketed shows, which, you have to buy a ticket for. Great.
Yeah.
But I've not come across a venue or a group of people who've been like, "What are you doing here? You don't belong." And again, it's a testament to the culture. It's a testament to the crowd. It's a testament to the bookers. And it's a testament to the artists like yourself who create all of that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just about populating it all over again with people who can just sit there and go, "I can just walk up to this guy and say thank you. And I can do this all over again. And I would have seen him 7 times a year.
Yep.
And it still would have cost me less than going to Rod Laver for a big show."
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous how accessible it is, So I think we just need to push, get people back out there.
Well, I got a bit sidetracked with your question then.
That's all right.
I started off with the union. This gig today, I'm playing with another 4 artists up on stage, and there's a bit of a backing band. I hadn't heard much of 2 of these artists, and we have to learn a few of their songs as well. Listening to this stuff, like why isn't this person huge? Like these are good songs. These are, what's it going to take to get to the next level? Like, and I don't know what the next level is. I suppose playing bigger shows, but
which would be step 1.
Yeah. But like, I don't know how I can get more music into my ears, like different artists, and find these people. Yeah, it should be easy with like social media and stuff, but maybe there's just too much.
It does feel like the markets are, and don't worry about getting sidetracked with questions.
Oh,
and all that. This is all meant to be a stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
I am so raw in how I do this. I'm definitely not Zane Lowe yet. And I probably have to listen to another 100 more Zane Lowe episodes. Also not a sponsor of the podcast.
He's good.
But, maybe one day he might be sitting here on my podcast.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Zane, you got to bring all these people on your podcast. What's wrong with you, man?" But it is, don't worry, it is, it's about just getting out the rawness of this whole experience. Because that's the word I've been using. And it's a word that's been kind of coming up a lot from the time I started, which is, it's the rawness of the performer, it's the rawness of the emotion, it's the rawness of feeling when you're there and all of that. And I think that's the key aspect is that, yes, you can, again, I'm going to go to the Metallica show in a week. Yeah. A week from today, I will be doing this recording at a different time, packing up, dropping my bag off somewhere. Yeah. And then catching up with, 4 other people who are coming. And we're going to the Metallica show. We're going to listen to all the songs we've heard. And it's going to be a hell of an experience.
Yeah.
And the experience will be sort of solidified because of the rawness of how you feel.
Yeah.
Now, that's a really big event that costs a lot of money to go for.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I just keep like this sort of recurring theme is I was like, but you can have that with someone who's not big yet. That exact same feeling.
Yeah.
And as you just mentioned, it's like, how is this artist not bigger? And I'm just like, how is Clint Wilson not even bigger than Clint Wilson is already bigger? This is a man who's gone to LA and recorded an album. I did not know who Paul Bushnell was until this morning. And
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
like, you just recorded an album with Tim McGraw's touring bassist. That's a story in itself.
Yeah.
And then Paul's going to have his stories, and it's this whole whirl of artists helping other artists. And so it's just, how can we get just more of that?
Yeah.
But again, this is just another thing I want to come to,
Yeah.
right? And this a bit of, feels like it's jumping around a bit, but
Yeah.
on the whole, more gigs and more music. Do you remember your first gig?
Well, I sort of did, as a job, I did the cover muso thing for, I don't know, maybe full time for maybe 5 or 6 years, playing horses 4 times a weekend
I guess that's the way it's going to be.
with a little darling. Very good. I like that. With a tally on behind me with the football playing or something like that. Which I mean, it paid the bills. It was good while it lasted. What was the question? Sorry.
Do you remember your first gig?
Yeah, so I did heaps of that sort of stuff. I suppose in high school I was in a band. I think we were called Stoked. We should bring that back. Actually, that's a rad name.
There you go.
One of the guitarists was I was a drummer with a ponytail. One of the guitarists had like a music, an end of year for his music school, get up on stage and play sort of thing. I think that maybe something like that would have been the first show. Yeah, pretty wild.
The Stoked.
Yeah, man.
Instead of being the Strokes, you could be the Stokes.
The Stokes.
Yeah. It'll be like the Australian version of the Strokes.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure what. I think we would have been playing like Powderfinger songs or Jebediah, like some sort of Oz rock. Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's the side quests.
Yeah, man.
When Clint Wilson's not being Clint Wilson, he's the Stokes.
I'm really close to starting a punk rock band.
There you go.
I think it's going to be called Frankie Needs a New Hip. My dog Frankie does need a new hip, I think. Oh, he's not doing too bad at the moment. But yeah, man. I love it. I love punk rock. I love Amyl and the Sniffers. Oh, man.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good.
And like growing up, I feel like grunge is coming back.
It is.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
I went to, it's funny because so I was interviewing, big words.
Yeah.
I was interviewing. No.
Yes.
Last week I was talking to Jasmine, who was here, and she spoke about, she does a lot of like indie rock, maybe a bit of that. There's a bit of alt vibes in there as well. She spoke about grunge being a big thing for her as well. And I was like, I get it now. I can kind of hear it. And there was the Pearl Jam, influence there as well.
Yeah.
And again, before we started recording, we were talking about Pearl Jam, which is a great way to just slowly put a shout out to my friend Simon, who is also a huge Pearl Jam fan. But I hope today he becomes a very sad man because, God damn it, the Dodgers are currently 3 up. Damn. I was kind of hoping I would segue into, Simon, we've shout you out on the podcast. I hope you have a good day, and I hope you have a terrible day. And now he's having a good day.
Dodgers fan.
He's a Dodgers fan, but that's okay. He's a local boy.
Yeah.
He's got to be happy about something. Everyone's got to be happy about something, even though it's killing me inside that he's happy right now.
Yeah.
Plenty of game to go.
Yeah, man.
But he's a huge Pearl Jam fan as well. And Simon and I have actually played some music together, and he's, came with him. Like actually in some ways, very high school kind of vibes, which is, you want to come over to my place and just play some music?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. So he came over, he got on the mic and he sang, and we did some Pearl Jam covers, and it was great. And grunge is definitely coming back.
Yeah.
That's not in the same way Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden came up.
Yeah.
Definitely not. There was something in the waters of Seattle that created grunge the way it did.
Yeah.
It very much so. But the sounds are coming back. The whole drop D, you know, the repetition of it all.
Yeah.
It's definitely coming back, and you can see it kind of ticking over in the Melbourne scene a little bit. Punk is just, I mean, if you want punk, this city is the place for punk.
Yeah, yeah.
Every other band that I've seen is a punk band. No shade, it's great because I'm like,
That's sick.
oh, people are angry about a lot of things.
Yeah.
This is great. This
Yeah.
is good. Frankie needs a new hip.
Frankie needs a new hip. Frankie needs a bone. It's going to be all my sad songs are going to be just under Clint Wilson, and all the
Angry songs.
Just get it all out, and Frankie needs a new hip.
Yeah.
Could be cool.
I'm happy to come and like drop D on your
You'll be in a band.
on Frankie needs a new hip.
Sick, man.
People are like, what are you doing? What are you doing this time? Oh, we're raising money for Frankie. What's wrong with Frankie? I said, Frankie needs a new hip.
Frankie, we've put him on.
Oh, so the name of the band, which you should come along to. Great way to guilt trip people into.
Yeah, you don't want my dog to get a new hip.
You don't want the dog to get a new hip. The posters can just be a sad dog.
Yeah.
And it's like, all donations go to the dog.
Yeah.
And then a little asterisk, $1 of every ticket sold goes to the band.
That's it. The rest of it's the band.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's definitely on the cards. Just get some different sort of music out there and stuff that I grew up on. Yeah, that Nirvana, Pearl Jam. When the new metal phase sort of started, early 2000s. Yeah, like that was the childhood. I went to one of the Pearl Jam shows.
The one that came recently. Yeah.
And I was halfway through, and I said to my wife, I'm coming back tomorrow night. I ended up going to two of the Melbourne shows, and then went up to Sydney for one of the Sydney shows. I felt like a teenager again.
But that's what it used to be, right?
Unbelievable, man.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like, again, because I want to advocate so much for the local scene, which is like, I was like, but you can do this with local artists.
Yeah.
Like, it may not be day after day,
Yeah.
but you can do this with local artists. You can actually follow them around
Yeah.
and watch them play. And there are people who do this.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible. It's not, again, you can turn it into something like if I had more public transport, I get it. Yeah, if it's easier to get somewhere, I totally get it. If I had a car, if the buses are, I get it. But it's all out there.
Yeah.
You just got to plan.
can do it.
You just got to plan, and you just got to just say, yep, I'm going.
Yeah.
$20. Let's do it right now.
With the country music side of it, a lot of the there's a crowd that get along to the shows, and you see people that come to shows, and you know their names. You probably know their grandkids' names, and it's like they're very loyal listeners. Yeah. So in that sense, in the country scene is that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if that happens in the metal scenes and stuff.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the metal scene's even smaller and
Yeah,
even
yeah.
more tight knit.
Yeah.
In the sense of, it's like, I've seen, Steve. I've seen
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh, Steve.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone knows you. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows me, but that's because I stand out like a sore thumb. And people's like, oh, yes, him again with his camera.
Yeah.
What's he doing here? But I guess that's me at like every gig now.
Yeah.
But no, it's. I think one thing I have learned as well doing this, and again we talked about this before we started recording, was how segregated the scene is in some ways as well.
Yeah.
And I've said this to other people as well. It's like, what I have learned is some people have been gigging for 10 years and they feel like they haven't really met anyone outside that circle.
Yeah.
And it's a question of how do I get more into
Yeah.
And if you're a metal band, you can't book a country artist and vice versa on your bill. So how do you weave certain genres onto a bill, right? If you had a bill of 6 artists, perhaps you could put a punk band and then a hard rock band and then a new metal band and then a grunge band and then a a full metal band.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would sound
Bit of a journey.
a bit of a journey.
Yeah.
But it's all kind of on that Venn diagram of the harder side of rock.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if you're a country artist, there are country singers. Brooke Taylor,
Love Brooke.
Danny Walsh.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Danny is married to Emma, who's a DJ, radio DJ,
Yeah.
and Emma's sister was my neighbor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Danny's sister-in-law was my neighbor. I
There
should
you go.
have just done that. Danny's sister-in-law was my neighbor.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I used to live in another part of Melbourne,
Yeah.
which shall remain nameless to protect people's
Yeah,
identities.
yeah. That's
Uh,
Brunswick.
Yes.
No, I don't know. I'm guessing.
Maybe. Right next to Sydney Road.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that came out quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny's
Yeah, cool.
sister-in-law was my neighbor, and we hung out, and we were like, yeah. And again, talk about music and everything.
yeah.
It was great. So it is a small world in
Yeah.
many ways. And in some ways, that small world is very segmented.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of asking the same question. How do I get more music in? How do I expand?
Yeah.
What's the next? How do I get bigger? How do I play bigger shows?
Yeah, yeah.
And really, one of the ways I think is you're going to have to get a bit of the punk crowd. You're going to have to get a bit of the metal crowd.
Yeah.
You're going to have to blend them into one gig. And it works.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people at rock gigs who go to metal gigs, who go to country
Yeah.
gigs. And you kind of think, I wouldn't have expected that. But,
Yeah.
I mean, when we started this podcast, no one would have expected the new metal part and Green Day to come out, because they'll be like, oh, country, so it must be Tim McGraw, it must be
Yeah, yeah.
Otis Redding and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I know Otis Redding's a bit more blues, but there's a bit of
Yeah,
country
yeah.
elements there.
Definitely.
But no one would have expected, like you say new metal and you think one band, Limp Bizkit,
Limp Bizkit.
straight away.
Korn.
Korn,
Man, I love Korn.
dude, my friend Ken, who lives up in Queensland,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
and I, literally all we do is send Korn memes to each
man,
other.
Start sending them to me.
Oh, 100%. You're just going to get like Korn memes every day. It's just I don't know if you've seen that guy on social media who's like every time, he's like now basically famous for just doing
Yeah.
the ending of Freak on a Leash. So when you listen to Freak on a Leash, at the end of it breaks into that just
Yeah.
like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's just now Instagram famous
wow.
for doing it, to the point where he's done a video, and I have to explain this video, where he walks into a room
Yeah.
and he goes, oh my God, it's Korn. And Brian Welch turns around to shake his hand. And the guy just like smacks Brian's hand out of the way and grabs a bit of Korn.
Nice.
Starts doing the voice. And when he turns around, Brian Welch like punches the Korn out of his hand. And the guy's like, no.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's just like a series. It's turned into an inside joke, obviously.
yeah.
And it's like there's one where he approaches Brian backstage and he starts doing the voice, and Brian's like, how do you keep getting back here?
That's his backstage pass, doing the voice.
It's just like, who are you? And he does the voice like, yeah, you're part of the band. Come on. Korn, Limp Bizkit. I mean, Sam Rivers passing away, what a tragedy that was.
Have you seen the reels? Like, I spend way too much time watching reels, but there's I think one of the guys is a Melbourne guy as well. There's a guy with long hair and another guy, an American guy, and they sort of do the same thing. Someone will message in saying, "Can you sing Smells Like Teen Spirit?"
Is he the guy with the mustache and the Jerry Jerry curls? Oh, he's great.
Steve something or other. I think he's a Melbourne guy.
And then there's another guy
With glasses. Yeah, they're the two people.
Yes.
Can
I've
you
seen
sing
this.
Smells Like Teen Spirit
In the
as
style
as
of- yeah.
Korn? And like, it is awesome.
Oh.
It's so good.
One of my colleagues will send me the reel from the guy with the mustache and the Jerry curls.
Yeah.
Right. And he kind of looks like a pirate version of Kirk Hammett.
Yes. He
looks like if Kirk Hammett was a pirate,
Yeah.
that's him.
Nice.
And then you got the guy with the glasses, and
Yeah.
it'd be like, it's like, can you sing this? And I was like, hits it on the nail
Yeah.
each time. This is
So good.
ridiculous. But there's a lot of people locally doing that.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best part, is that you can go, I really want to hear more Korn.
Yeah.
And in fact, an artist that probably hasn't been mentioned a lot recently. Silverchair, also Newcastle band.
Yeah, man.
Newcastle band,
Yeah.
right? For some reason, I was like, oh, I know they're not from Melbourne, and I know they're from Australia, and Silverchair was big, like huge, right? But I always kept mixing up where they were from, and I was like, are they New South Wales or are they South Australia? And I'm sure the 7 people who are now listening to this are like, how dare you get that wrong?
Yeah.
You know, all of Newcastle is now looking for me, going, how dare you get that wrong? But Newcastle band, and I saw a band, Jaded State, up at the Retreat, another just wonderful venue where you can get some good food. Stages there, and they did a cover of Israel's Son.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I haven't. As soon as the bass line started, I was like, bang, I know that.
Yeah.
And they did such a great rendition. There's this band called Darts who came over from New Zealand. I think they're now based in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And another punk band.
Yep.
They had a huge punk list back in April over the Good Friday weekend, and they did their show. It was their moving to Melbourne show.
Sick.
Right? And they came over, and they did the show, and we were sitting around, and they walk off as the artists do. They walk off, and then they walk back on.
Yeah.
And then he started playing a riff. But because the riff was on a clean guitar, which just had a little bit of overdrive, that's sort of like, if you're in a punk band or if you do anything which is like 1970s inspired American, you'll have this kind of overdrive which almost sounds clean, but just a bit of breakup.
Yeah.
He started playing that, and I turned to my friend, I went, it's break stuff. And she was like, how do you know? I was like, maybe don't check the count of how many times I have played this song.
It's just one of those days.
It 100%, it was one of those days. And they did this rendition of Break Stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man.
Sick.
And I was just like, there are so many artists like yourself out there producing some killer music in the form of Scared, in the form of Melbourne in the Wintertime, in the form of LA, in what will be your new album.
Yeah.
And it's such a pleasure to watch it all. And it's a pleasure to be part of that. And
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and please. But before we sort of dive out, right? Because we've been chatting for a while, but and again, thank you for coming over. Do you still enjoy this scene? Because the most important, it's easy to say, I want to do more music, and it's easy to say I want to put different kind of music out there. And how do I get more music in? And we've talked about a lot of the maybe the areas that we want more from, right? People to book and people to come in and all of that stuff. But none of that really matters if you don't enjoy the scene anymore.
Yeah.
If you look out and you go, what's any of this even for?
Yeah.
So when you look out, do you still see that spark of people?
Yeah. I've been thinking about this heaps lately. Like, why am I doing this? Like, about to release a new album, but is anyone going to listen to it? I've got a friend that says, I'm going to start writing music onto a potato and just throwing the potato out the window. Like, is anyone going to listen to the new songs? But I'm doing it. I love doing it. I'm sure it connects with 1 or 2 people when I drop a new song and stuff. Like, maybe that's enough. Yeah.
On that note, Clint, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. Episode 2, you made it you made this much easier for me to get into it. I have so much respect and time for you, and I'm not going to go into those reasons.
Thanks,
why.
Man.
That's between you, myself, and others. It's because Clint is sponsoring the podcast. That's why. No, you've always been a really nice guy. It's super easy to speak to, and
thank you, man.
And I can't wait to come and watch more music of yours. I can't wait to listen to the album. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. we're going to say goodbye. We're going to end the podcast, at least this episode.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play for everyone your latest single, Scared, and sign off that way. So, Clint, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks so much, man.
I've been dreaming that the elevator breaks, move towards it and gravity quakes. Am I scared of the choices I made, or just scared of making mistakes? See the clothes pegs falling from the line, think I'm in big trouble this time. I watch them fall like rocks in a landslide, scared that mom's gonna lose her mind. Last step of the escalator's coming up fast. Take a big leap just to get past. Metal teeth won't get me today. I'm not gonna die this way. See the clothes pegs falling from the line, think I'm in big trouble this time. I watch them fall like rocks in a landslide, scared that mom's gonna lose her mind. I've messed up this time. I've messed up this time. Can't stop the clothes pegs falling from the line. Can't stop the elevator stalling in the sky. But meanwhile, Mum's losing her mind, and I know I'm not controlling my dreams. They're unfolding like the washing, it seems. Nothing's holding it together. Nothing's holding it together. I've been dreaming that the elevator breaks, move towards it and gravity quakes. Am I scared of the choices I made, or just scared of making mistakes? See the clothes pegs falling from the line, think I'm in big trouble this time. I watch them fall like rocks in a landslide, scared that mom's gonna lose her mind. I've messed up this time. Can't stop the clothes pegs